The American Galve Association was formed in 1971. Galve originated in Germany and they were imported to the United States in 1970 because of their milking ability, their heavy muscle, and their early weaning.
Hello and welcome to the American Rancher. I'm Pam Minnick. This week we're showcasing the breed of cattle that meets the demands of the modern beef industry. Today we'll take an inside look at Galve and Balancer cattle and why they are so well known for maternal profitability and post-weaning performance. We'll travel all across the country to meet commercial producers who run successful operations and show how Galve and Balancer cattle are smart, reliable, and profitable. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Flying Ace Genetics. Our family has built and sold superior beef genetics and serviced our customers in the beef industry since 1949. With locations in Nebraska and Missouri, we are able to adapt our roughage and ready and grown on grass bulls to work on your ranch. These muscular, athletic, structurally sound, and quality guaranteed bulls are not fed fat. Our black and red purebred and hybrid bulls are designed and developed to work for you and the industry from pasture to plate. Check us out at flyinghgenetics.com.
If you want increased fertility in your herd and more pounds at weaning, Judd Ranch Genetics can help you achieve your goals. Family owned and family run, Judd Ranch offers 3 breeds, Galve, Balancer, and Red Angus. Judd Ranch females and bulls give you the complete package: calving ease, growth, carcass, and fertility. Among its many honors, Judd Ranch is the Galve breed's most honored #1 Dam of Merit program. You can purchase Judd Ranch Genetics at its annual bull sale the first Saturday in March and its annual female sale the second Saturday in October.
Welcome back to the American Rancher. Since 1971, Galve breeders in the United States have been providing commercial producers with cattle that excel in traits directly impacting economic efficiency. The Galve breed has become renowned for its maternal strengths. USDA Meat Animal Research Center identifies Galve cows as the smallest mature frame size among all beef breeds, and they easily deliver a lower birth weight calf and yet bring home a heavier calf at weaning year after year.
I travel the United States visiting commercial producers and they ask me why should I breed Galve and Balancer genetics. My answer to them is maternal profitability. There's no other beef breed in the United States that can offer the maternal profitability, the maternal efficiency that the Galve and Balancer cow can.
Having been involved in the Galve breed since 1977 in one way or another, I guess the #1 thing is the female. The female of the Galve is so good. We have to continue to refine that female and make her as good as she can be. As long as they keep her moderate and sound with a good teat and udder development, I think they're the female of the future.
We've ran Galve Balancer cattle for the last 15 years now, and it's really increased our weaning weights. Our birth weights have been nice and moderate. We keep all of our own replacement females. Biggest improvement with using the Galve Balancer has been the fertility on our cows. The longevity of our cows have lasted a long time, and they milk great and easy keeping cattle, and they just produce a good calf for us.
Why we choose Balancers is cow efficiency. I mean, that's #1. Low maintenance, whether it's from the work end of it or the feed end of it, they're really efficient, and fertility is just, I can go on and on about the Balancer female, but that's where it's at. But you got the ideal size female that gets it done in the feedlot also.
You know, there's no question the Galve are mama cows. And I don't just mean mama cows in terms of their milkability, but they absolutely instinctively compared to some of the other breeds. You know, this is coyote country right through here, and you know, these cows are going to get that calf up and get it going, and they're going to protect that calf early on. The thing that's interesting to me about the Gelfe cattle is that, you know, every year is not a perfect year. We have years where we have droughts, we have years where we have extended blizzards, and we have noticed over time that the Gelfe cattle, more than any of the breeds that we work with, will maintain their reproductive status when challenged environmentally better than any breed we have. At the end of the day, I'm absolutely convinced that a Gelfe cow is going to maintain the same level of fertility as the rest of the herd at a full body condition score less than other breeds that we've worked with. And that in and of itself translates not only to her longevity, but also to her economic efficiency in times when we don't perhaps have the ideal inputs, but we don't lose animals falling out of the system. Gelfe's the mother breed, no question about it.
I think the Gelve's done worlds of difference for Spade's herd and getting a more reproductive, efficient cow that can make a living in West Texas. We raise our own cows, raise our own heifers for replacements. So not only are we looking at the end product as far as carcass feedlot performance, we also need some maternal characteristics in there, which I feel like Gelve has a lot to offer in that respect. Gelve cattle are early maturing. They make good mothers. Again, in this part of the world, it seems like they're able to get out and hustle, and again, they're pretty self-sufficient type animals. So they just complemented our system both on a maternal side and on a feedlot performance finishing side.
Some of the ranches that I've been buying the bulls for are on a crossbreeding program of where they add Sim-Angus bulls to Balancer females and Balancer bulls on Sim-Angus females. I've tried to buy these bulls as moderate and as sound as I can, and if you'll go look at those females in production, you'll see 1,100 pound cows weaning 650 pound calves, which I think is fantastic. The fact that you can get a blend of Angus or Red Angus with a high quality Gelve bull, that 50-50 steer calf or heifer calf not only work in the feedlot, but also are proving out to be fantastic females. They're breeding back, the fertility is very good.
Fertility in Galve is one of the good strengths of that breed. I like the disposition of them. It's huge for me. I think with a good disposition, you can raise a calf, you can have better feed efficiency, and the Balancer end is with any of them, but I can choose through my breeder, Balancer bulls with low birth weight, which is extremely important to me too. I like to see that calf get up off the ground when it's cold, especially when there's limited help around me. So it's the mother's job to do it, and I'll assist her if I have to. But a good mother, a good gentle mother is worth a lot.
The Balancer female, probably the most obvious, the quickest advantage was the hardiness and be able to continue to milk in our environment and still raise a good solid calf. But the longevity of the Balancer female is really over a straight purebred British. You can see so much more. You get another year or two out of her, and then the fertility of the Balancer female was something else that really caught our attention right from the get-go.
The Gelve female is still a rock star. She does just a great job of producing. I think a commercial man, if he was to try them, he'd be pleasantly surprised at what a Balancer bull or a Gelve bull would do on his crossbred cows or his straight Angus or Red Angus cows. And he would be very happy with the results when it come time to not only merchandising those steer calves, but also keeping those replacement females. I think he will be very happy with the end product.
Crossbreeding is a very profitable management practice that has been used in all aspects of agriculture. One of the ways the American Gelve Association has capitalized on this is through acknowledging strengths of other breeds to enhance the existing high-quality genetics of the Gelve breed. The American Gelve Association took advantage of that principle when they created the first trademark name for registered hybrid beef cattle, Balancer. Balancer is a superior cross between Gelve and Angus or Red Angus. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Our goal here at Swanson Cattle Company is to raise very functional livestock that will work in any breeding situation. I'll take a lot of them and feed it at feed yards. I think the last 3 years, them cattle graded from 92% choice in 13, 98 in 14, and this year we had a pen of heifers that graded 100% choice. We welcome people to call us at any time and come see us. We'd be glad to show you our cattle about any time.
Cedar Top Branch focuses on breeding cattle to replicate progeny that perform at every level of the industry. We make disciplined breeding decisions to increase uniformity and quality, making market-topping progeny a must. Cow efficiency at Cedar Top Branch is a high priority. Cows that work for a living produce bulls that work for a living, and that's what we're producing here. High-quality coming 2-year-old bulls. We invite you to visit us at any time in Stapleton, Nebraska to see for yourself. So give us a call and we'd be happy to show you around.
Welcome back to the American Rancher. In addition to maternal superiority, Gelve and Balancer cattle have tremendous post-weaning performance. These cattle are sought after both in the feed yard and on the rail through measured feed efficiency, fewer days on feed, and higher yielding carcasses.
If you're looking for calves to go to the feed yard, in my experience, these composite calves grade well from a quality grade standpoint. They also have favorable yields.
The Balancer cattle that we've had the opportunity to feed have stayed healthy through the feeding period. They've gone on feed fast, and they've performed very well, and they've hung up on the rail as good as any that we've fed. In 2015, we hit 100% choice or better. About 5% of them went prime, and 53% went CAB. We would be happy to take cattle like that all year long.
What we get out of the Gelve cattle in those crosses is we add carcass weight, and at the end of the day, you're still paid based by pounds. We add ribeye. We get gainability and feed efficiency. All things that we find highly valuable. We certainly have moved from cattle that at one time we were hanging in the high 6s to low 7s to cattle that we're typically hanging in the low 8s. And 100 pounds of carcass weight at today's prices is the difference oftentimes between paying the freight bill, getting them to the yard, and not.
Our cow herd is probably 12.5 to 13.5 is our cull weight on our cows. And where we're selling calves at 10 months of age, weighing 900 pounds the last 2 or 3 years, we've hit that with those. So you can get more efficient, but I'm not seeing it in a lot of other breeds. And we've ran other breeds for quite a while, and that's why we stick with the Balancers.
I like the Gelve influence in there on the carcass side for some more muscling and just more total pounds. I do buy some other individuals' calves, and some of them will be line bred Angus. When I compare those rate of gains against my Balancers, there is a definite difference, and part of that is due to heterosis. I think with so much line breeding going on, we're giving up heterosis, which is that's that extra little kick that we don't have to do anything; it's just there. So I think that's one reason I really like the Balancer.
The last few years we've been enrolled in an NHTC program, and it's worked really good for us. We get all the results back on how our calves result. I think last year's calves did 76% choice and 21% prime, yield graded at 3.
We also find that these crossbred cattle are really good, and that whether we're going back to grass with them in a backgrounding situation or whether we're going straight to the yards, we don't have any concerns about them working out on the other end. When the nutrition is there, they will bloom, and when it's not there, they're not going to stale out on us.
If we can go to the next degree and have 50% prime with 15% fours, that seems like a pretty high goal, but I think with the right management we can do it. And if we can produce a quality product that's safe and efficient, that's where I want to be.
Crossbreeding for us,
the calves they grow better. The calves will be growthier, they'll weigh more in the fall than a purebred calf will. Five Rivers has bought them for the last 5 or 6 years. And no, we don't have any health problems with them much. And it seems like they grade, like they grade choice at an early age like they want them to. And we've had repeat business with the same feed yard for years.
My family's been involved in the registered and commercial business for the last 40 years. I think these cattle are definitely on the right track for being the future of the cattle feeding business.
We started using Galve to build a cow herd with for their maternal performance. Traits that are important to us are calving ease with adequate performance and strong carcass quality. Warner Beef is comprised of myself and my wife Kate, and then we work closely with my parents Monty and Christy Warner and my brother Darren and Amy. We encourage people to stop by. Visitors are always welcome. We can be contacted at the ranch office or found at warnerbeef.com.
Eagle Pass Ranch has been raising top quality progressive genetics since 1987. Do more with less when you buy cattle from Eagle Pass Ranch, where they are committed to producing predictable, data-backed cattle by measuring feed efficiency, carcass merit, and progeny performance. These outstanding genetics are available through their spring and fall production sales and private treaty. For more information, stop by the ranch for a visit in Highmore, South Dakota, or go to eaglepassranch.com.
Post Rock Cattle Company of Barnard, Kansas has been breeding Galve and Balancer cattle for 30 years. Nearly 600 females with many AI and embryo transplant matings produced the bulls selling in our annual Cowman's Kind bull and female sale held the last Saturday of February. For more information about Post Rock Cattle Company, contact Bill or Leland Clark at 785-792-6244.
Welcome back to The American Rancher. In today's modern beef industry, information exchange from rancher to packer is extremely important. Therefore, the American Galve Association is committed to helping commercial producers make smart, reliable, and profitable predictions of herd performance, whether they're breeding for replacement females or carcass merit. To honor this commitment, they developed Smart Select Service, offering genetic tools for ranchers. Smart Select Service is a new commercial cow herd management program that provides ranchers with genetic tools to make solid breeding decisions backed up by hard data.
The American Galve Association took on the task a year ago to find a way to better serve the commercial industry. We wanted to foster better connections between our C-stock producers and their commercial customers. And in order to do that, we wanted to provide an added service to those commercial customers in order for us to collect data on their cattle in order to filter it back into our national cattle evaluation. Out of those conversations came Smart Select Service, which is a data management service program that allows you to input as much data to us as you would like. So the really cool feature about this whole entire program is that if you can get us the data, we'll manage it for you. Twice a year, we would like to give back the commercial customers biannual reports. These reports will include herd summaries, production summaries on your cow herds, as well as an updated set of EPDs on your young herd sires. We feel that's a really beneficial tool because you're getting feedback on your herd sires to really know that the money that you invested and you put in those cattle are really doing what they're supposed to be doing on your ranch.
Data collection is very important so you understand where you're at and have some decision of where you want to go. You can't market something you don't know. I think you need to have a program like Smart Select to make it easier for the operator to understand. Let those people manage the data for you. And there's certain relationships, there's certain things that happen with data that if I do it and the next person does it, we might not read it the same. So I think that's why you got to have a central base like Smart Select or American Galve or whoever, understanding that data and bringing it back to you.
As the beef industry continues to move forward, the American Galve Association recognizes that it's probably going to become a more vertically integrated structure. In order to do that, we really need to start data sharing with each other. If a C-stock producer can produce a bull that better serves the commercial industry is going to be able to give the feedlot and the packer more desirable cattle that our consumer wants. So Smart Select is a way to start that data sharing process, to really filter that information back up and get more feedback into the seed stock industry so we know that the genetics that we're producing are really having the correct effects. So we all know there's a lot of data management services out there for your cow herd. With Smart Select, you're able, first of all, to do it at a really affordable price. Enrollment per year is $1 per head annually. So every year you can decide if you want to put 50 cows on, 100 cows on, or maybe you want to put your whole herd of 500 on. And it's only going to cost you $1 per head. Out of that $1 per head, you're going to get 2 genetic tools that come directly out of our national cattle evaluation. It's the same genetic tools that our seed stock producers use. And they are the Feeder Profit Index, which is going to give you a predicted profitability score of how your cattle are going to feed out in the feed yard and hang on the rail. So it's a terminal index that really allows you to pick out the cattle that are going to service you well in the feedlot. The second tool that the American Galve Association offers you through the Smart Select service is Stayability Score. And this is a genetic tool that really focuses on the longevity of your cow herd. It is the probability that a cow stays in your herd to year 6, which we feel is a very valuable tool because we all know that at year 6 your cow is finally starting to turn a profit and she's really making her way in the cow herd. So we feel that's going to be a valuable tool for commercial producers to start analyzing their overall productivity of their cow herd.
The way I'm planning on using Smart Select in my own operation is I have a lot of data relating back to the herd sires. My cow herd, I'm working on that. I need to go to the next step, which is tracking which cows are producing the most efficient, most high-dollar calves for me. That way, when times get tough and we have to cull cows or cull the breeding herd due to drought or some other efficiencies, I'll have the data that I can make those management decisions. Without that, it's just sort of, well, she looks good, that one doesn't look good. A long time I learned when you're capturing data and weighing and tracking data, looks doesn't mean anything.
To be able to enroll a cow into the Smart Select service, it takes very minimal data. Basically what we need is a unique ID that needs to be tied to that animal permanently, an estimated birth date, and if you have a possible sire and dam, we'll also take that information as well. There's really 4 main benefits that make Smart Select service very unique for the commercial producer. 1, you get genetic tools. 2, you get access to trained staff. 3, it's very affordable at $1 per head. And 4, it's not breed specific, so any breed of cattle can enroll into the Smart Select service program.
In addition to Smart Select service, the American Galve Association provides other programs and services that help in selecting and marketing Galve and Balancer influenced commercial cattle.
The American Galve Association is really committed to helping serve the needs of the commercial producer to stay current in today's beef industry. And the way to do that is to give as much information about those cattle as we possibly can. Today, information is worth more than it has ever been before. And so through Feeder Finder, we are able to take the information from the commercial producer when they're selling truckloads of cattle, whether that be at Superior or at the local sale barn or wherever, and able to give that feedlot that information on those cattle, whether it be their vaccination programs, their genetics, where they've been, pasture, feedlot, what have you, and give that and pass that information along. We want to make sure that our commercial producers are able to obtain as many premiums as they can, and we're going to provide as many services as we can to help our commercial producers. So a really unique aspect of Feeder Finder is that it helps to build that relationship for commercial producers who may not have a relationship with a buyer. It helps to spread the word about their cattle, and another really cool aspect is that it's free for commercial producers. All they have to do is call the AGA office and we fill out a form, and then we send it out to a list of over 200 feedlots, and that list is continually growing every day.
The Maternal Edge Female Profile is a low-density genomic panel that allows you to sort your Galve influence replacement females on a scale of 1 to 10 for 6 different traits. Those 6 different traits include calving ease, maternal calving ease, weaning weight, marbling, yield grade, and carcass weight. Producers can take advantage of the maternal edge female profile in order to sort their replacement females on those 6 different traits. Many of the producers also take advantage of the parentage markers that come back in order to parent verify their females back to the correct sires.
The American Galve Association staff is always available to help commercial producers when it comes to selecting breeding stock and marketing their cattle. Galve and Balancer cattle deliver sound genetics that are marketable to feed yards and can be put back into the herd to breed those smart, reliable, and profitable cattle. For more information on Galve and Balancer genetics and the programs the American Galve Association has to offer the commercial producer, please visit galve.org or call the office at 303-465-2333. That's all the time we have today. To find out more about us, visit our website, theamericanrancher.com, or find us on Facebook. For the entire American Rancher team, I'm Pam Minnick. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.